My wife, the actress who I've been secretly married to for 3 years, suddenly has the ability to read minds, and I have no idea about it. In order to match her with Bai Yu Guang, I am still trying to play the role of a vicious male supporting role. On the surface, I refuse to divorce. Don't think about rekindling your old love in this life. But in my heart, I was cursing. Your first love is almost tortured to death by me. Why don't you sign the divorce quickly? I am still waiting to get 1 billion breakup fee to buy a yacht after the filming is completed. Unexpectedly, the actress did not play by the routine. After she exposed her relationship with me to the media, I was sent to the hot search that night. When filming on the set, I deliberately pushed The First Love of Actress by Yan Ran into the water, which made her feel so distressed that she pulled him up and rushed to the hospital. According to the plot in the book, she will divorce me tonight and then coldly, unheartlessly throw 1 billion breakup fee in my face and let me get out of their sight forever. As I was about to wrap up, I tried hard not to laugh. The moment I pushed open the door by Yan Ran's office, I crossed my arms, turned my nose up, and put on an arrogant look. Is Chen Zhe dead? Bai Yan Ran looked up at me impatiently, and I was ecstatic inside. Wow, you must be mad. I'm so vicious. Why don't you just throw the divorce agreements in the black card worth 1 billion in my face? He just caught a cold. He will be fine after taking some medicine. Yan Ran's indifferent answer made me very unhappy. Is this the attitude of a female boss who wants to divorce? I kicked her most precious base and added fuel to the fire, saying, just because Chen Zhe, that little gangster, wants to steal my wife from me, he's dreaming. I will never divorce you, and you two will never be able to rekindle our old love in this life. But I was thinking, I have humiliated your first love so much. Why don't you scold me? Come on, throw your dirty money in my face now. But Bai Yan Ran didn't show any anger. She stared at me and smiled with interest. Don't worry, husband. I don't have a black card and I don't plan to divorce you. I was instantly petrified on the spot. What do you mean, not getting a divorce? Am I not vicious enough? This shouldn't be the case. I've been courting death everywhere, just like what is written in the book. Just as I was wondering if something was wrong with the plot, a warm hug suddenly hit my back. Bai Yan Ran hugged me and said, Kokatha Sly, today is our 3rd wedding anniversary. I will go home to have dinner with you tonight. You should clean up. Cleaning up my ass. I am just a can-unfodder male supporting role in the book. Chen Zhe is your official male supporting role. 3 years ago, I sneezed and entered this bloody and domineering novel. I became a vicious ex-husband of the heroine Bai Yan Ran. My daily task was to make things difficult for the male protagonist and to hinder the relationship between the male and female protagonists. In order to finish the filming and get 1 billion breakup fees as soon as possible, I worked diligently and conscientiously every day to follow the plot. At the beginning, it was fine. He ran and he chased, and neither of them could escape. Until half a year ago, when Bai Yan Ran had a car accident, everything became weird. Bai Yan ran up all the photos of her and her first love and was cold to Chen Zhe, who had just returned to China. I reflected on myself whether the role of the vicious male supporting role was too fake and the male protagonist was not pitiful enough, so he could not win back Bai Yan Ran's heart. Therefore, whenever I came to the plot against Chen Zhe, I worked extra hard and tried my best to be as real as possible. As a result, Chen Zhe was tortured by me, but Bai Yan Ran remained unmoved. I racked my brains but couldn't figure out what went wrong. Honey, you've been hiding in the bathroom for an hour. If you don't come out, I'll go in. Bai Yan Ran's voice came from outside the door. I was huddled in the bathtub, and my hair trembled instantly. Didn't I agree to keep my virginity for Chen Zhe? What did she want to do with this candlelight dinner in black silk nurse uniform at home? Although Bai Yan Ran has a perfect figure and her face is in line with my aesthetic taste, I don't like to be fat. I counted to 3, 1, 2. When it was stuck at 2:97 seconds, I trembled and opened the bathroom door. Bai Yan Ran pushed me against the white wall, and her hand was naturally on my shoulder. I was so scared that I cursed in my heart. Bai Yan Ran frowned slightly and pressed her finger on my lips. Stop being noisy and ruin the atmosphere. Just when I wanted to push her away, Bai Yan Ran's phone rang. She ignored me and tried to unbutton my clothes. I was sharp-eyed and saw that the caller ID was Chen Zhe. Immediately, the vicious male supporting role was possessed. I pushed Bai Yan Ran away and cursed with gritted teeth. It's so late. Why is Chen Zhe calling you? Woo! Thank the male lead for saving my life. Chen Zhe coughed twice on the other end of the receiver, and his weak voice seemed to be blown away by a gust of wind. Yan Ran, I'm so lonely in the hospital alone. Can you come and accompany me? It's not convenient tonight. Yan Ran's cold attitude made me frown when I heard it. Chen Zhe has been pursuing her for so long since returning to China. Why is there no progress at all? Yan Ran, I know you hate me and blame me for choosing to leave you to study abroad, but you are the only one I can rely on in China. Yan Ran looked up at me, and I turned my head away guiltily, pretending that I didn't hear anything. After all, leaving space for the hero and heroine to be alone is also my duty as a dedicated male supporting actor. Unexpectedly, Yan Ran smiled and refused directly. My husband will be jealous if you go out so late. If you are really bored, I can ask a few nurses to accompany you. I am jealous of shit. I wish you all the best. Make up quickly and don't bother me, okay? I don't get overtime pay for overtime work. I cursed in my heart, and suddenly Yan Ran stood on tiptoe and bit my neck hard. I really couldn't help but gasp in pain, but Chen Zhe heard it. He asked cautiously, Yan Ran, are you with Zhongfeng now? Yan Ran let go, staring at me with warning eyes. She replied impatiently, isn't it normal for me to be with my husband? It is very impolite for Mr. Chen to call a married woman in the middle of the night, do you know? Yan Ran, have you really forgotten me and our past? You said that you will only love me in this life. Chen Zhe's voice was a little hoarse, and even I was moved. Unexpectedly, Yan Ran coldly said, let the past be the past, and then hung up the phone directly. I was stunned, and my heart was like 10,000 grass mud horses galloping through. Are these two people going to break up? The story is not going like this. You two should be reconciled as before, and then join forces to drive me away. I anxiously asked Yan Ran carefully, are you really not going to the hospital to accompany Chen Zhe? She kept rubbing her head against me, pouting and acting coquettish lie. Yes, you are my husband. How could I go out to accompany another man from now on? I will only spoil you and love you, okay? I try to close the corners of my mouth, bullshit. I don't have so many roles, and I had to pay more for more roles. I stepped back in fear, but she approached step by step until she blocked me in the corner. Husband, should we continue? Continue what? I swallowed hard, and my eyes glanced down uncontrollably. Isn't this woman unusually very cold? I am a handsome guy with 8-pack ABS. I have been lying beside her for 3 years without being moved. Why did she suddenly have a seizure tonight? Yan Ran's face darkened instantly. She grabbed my wrist and forced my hand to her waist. She also complained with gritted teeth, of course I have to fulfill my responsibilities as a wife, so that someone won't accuse me of being cold behind my back. I was shocked. If I hadn't had a God's perspective before I traveled through the book, I knew that Yan Ran was just an ordinary domineering female CEO character in the book. In addition to some superpowers, she didn't have any golden fingers. Otherwise, I really thought she had the ability to read minds. I smiled guiltily and deliberately changed the subject. Wife, didn't the doctor ask you to pay more attention to rest? Is your head still hurting now? But I was thinking in my heart, I understand. It must be the accidental car accident half a year ago. She hit her head and became stupid. Maybe when she recovers, the deviated plot can get back on track. I secretly comforted myself in my heart. Yan Ran was not moved at all, and in her own buttons in a few seconds. The moment her skin touched me, I refused in surprise. No. A man says no, you know? Really no. I blushed and said weakly, my waist has been hurting recently and I can't do strenuous exercise. Taking advantage of her dumbfounded moment, I hurriedly fled to the bathroom. That night, I lay on the bed all night and couldn't fall asleep. What a pity! Why does my waist hurt at this time? Otherwise, I can at least collect some interest from her. The next day, Yan Ran's pair of heavy panda eyes scared me. She stared at me angrily, unwarned. Don't think about it when you sleep in the future. I was confused. Why didn't she sleep well either? I came to the set to film and met Chenze, who had arrived a long time ago. The weak appearance of him covering his mouth and coughing lightly made the director feel distressed. Mr. Chen is still sick, so let's shoot the face collapsing scene in a different position. But this stubborn guy insisted on shooting it for real. It's okay for me. We have to be serious when filming. I can't let my personal reasons drag down the entire crew. The director gave him thumbs up and praised him as a dedicated actor. The proud Chen-A whispered to me provocatively, Mr. Jung, go easy on my man later. It's redundant. It's all redundant. I don't need him to irritate me at all. I'm more anxious to get off the line than he is. I moved my wrist and saw that Bai Yanran, who came to supervise, immediately became energetic and skillfully put on a vicious face. At the moment when Chen-Zhe finished his lines, I raised my hand and slapped him, and he fell to the ground immediately. Good guy, this is too cooperative. He fell down before I hit him. If I acted like this, I would be excited. I immediately stopped filming, undid a scene. Director Chen-A seems to have fainted after being slapped by me. Everyone rushed to check on Chen-A's condition. Bai Yanran also helped him up and prepared to send him to the hospital under the director's pleading eyes. But at this time Chen-A woke up. He tried hard to maintain his kind personality. He was afraid that Bai Yanran would blame me, so he quickly excused me. Don't blame Zhang Feng. I accidentally fell down. I immediately added fuel to the fire and took the initiative to jump out and be scolded. No, I did it on purpose. And I found the most reasonable reason for my viciousness. This slap is to let you remember that Bai Yanran is not someone you can dream of. Chen-A bit his lower lip hard, turned his face away with a face full of grievance, and looked like a who wouldn't feel distressed when seeing him. But if there was no vicious male supporting role like me as a foil, his acting skills would be just so-so. I took the initiative to bear the crime and the scolding. Which vicious male supporting role can be more professional than me? I am the next Oscar winner. Oh, who? Just when I was feeling proud, Bai Yanran poured a bucket of cold water on me and she said expressionlessly. The slapping scene just now is to fake. Zhang Feng didn't hit you in the face. Since you are fine, let's reshoot this scene. I was stunned. Chen-A was also stunned, and all the staff present were also stunned. At this time, only the director stood up to echo Bai Yanran's words. Yes, I saw it with my own eyes in front of the camera just now. It is true that the scene was a bit fake. The two of us who were exposed, one embarrassed light at the ground with his toes, and the other was too ashamed to look up. Ray shooting this slapping scene, Chen-A was slapped hard by me, and his face suddenly became red and swollen. He turned his head and glared at me fiercely. I muttered in a guilty voice, if you want to blame someone, blame Bai Yanran. We were cooperating well, but I asked her to ruin the show. Sorry, Mr. Zhang, your voice is too soft. I didn't hear you clearly. Hey, your weight in Bai Yanran's heart is just like that. She told me yesterday that she would only love me in the future. So I advise you to give up the idea of her as soon as possible. I deliberately said these to anger him, and sure enough, Chen-A immediately took the next. In the following filming, he kept trying to stick to Bai Yanran and took the opportunity to bribe the director to deliberately increase the emotional scenes between the two, so that Bai Yanran would recall the sweetness of her first love. I rarely had time to spare, so I deliberately found various excuses to escape from the scene and leave space for the male and female protagonists to be alone. When I was drinking a little wine and hugging my sister in the nightclub, my agent called me. He asked anxiously, "Why are you scolded on the hot search again?" I sobered up in an instant and quickly opened Weibo. Oh, it's true. The hot search title is Dog Liquor Zhang Feng is addicted to jealousy and slaps the actress. First love twice. It turns out that the video of me beating Chen-A and talking nonsense on the set was maliciously edited and hyped. Seeing the video with 30 million hits and still soaring, I was completely relieved. Fortunately, I was worried that Bai Yanran would intervene and Chen-A would not be able to step on me. What? You are still worried that Chen-A will not step on you? The agent tried hard not to spot. Okay, 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 I don't care about you. Just keep doing it. You are going to kill yourself soon. I laughed with the help of alcohol. Thank you for your good words. After I am ruined and successfully finished filming, I will definitely give you a big red envelope. The agent was speechless. Thank you and your family. Looking back on the 3 years of traveling through the book, I have really taken great pains to maintain my dog liquor persona. Wherever Bai Yan Ran went to film, I would join that crew. Whatever variety show Bai Yan Ran was on, I would follow her like a dog and act as a background board. I had done so much preparation just to wait for this moment when the whole network would blacken me. After all, the book said that the final fate of my camp father, ex-husband, was to be scolded out of the entertainment industry by the whole network, and then angrily log off with the 1 billion breakup fee Bai Yan Ran gave me when they divorced and live a chic single rich life. Although there was a little problem at the moment and the divorce was not smooth, being disgraced and scolded to quit the circle can also be regarded as speeding up my completion process. I clicked on the commentary and looked at the messages, scolding me one by one, as if gold coins were hitting me in the face. For a moment of joy, I hugged my sister beside me and made a generous promise. Follow me in the future, and when I get the breakup fee, I will give you 100 million directly. After the fun, it was still the waiter who called a car for me to go home in the middle of the night. Unexpectedly, Bai Yan Ran was waiting for me downstairs. When she saw me getting off the taxi drunk, she suppressed her anger and dragged me to a corner and asked, "Don't tell me that you are drinking to drown your sorrows because you are upset about being scolded by black fans?" I hugged Bai Yan Ran slightly and complained a satisfied lie. "I am drinking to drown my sorrows, but I am worried about why you haven't divorced me yet. I have already prepared yachts and luxury cars, just waiting for the divorce agreement and 1 billion to arrive." Bai Yan rubbed my shoulders and grinned. When I woke up the next day, Bai Yan Ran was nowhere to be found. I didn't bother to care where she went. I jumped off the bed excitedly and opened the hot search list. The entry currently on the homepage is "Resolutely resist the dog-licking Zhang Feng and get out of the entertainment industry forever." Among the angry black fans, there are also whitewash water soldiers hired by my agent. At this time, me from committing suicide, I picked up the keyboard and sent 3 Weibo posts in a row to attract hatred. That's right, I slapped Chenze on purpose. He dared to covet the woman I like, so he should pay the price. So what if Bai Yan Ran doesn't like me? I'd just like to occupy her. If Chenze dares to pester Bai Yan Ran again, I will not let him off easily. Every word bounced back and forth on the audience's moral bottom line. Even my agent was too lazy to care about me. "There's no hope, just forget it completely." I sent a message to comfort him. "Isn't it just that you were scolded to quit the circle? It's a small matter. I will pay you the termination fee, and I will also give you a big red envelope. It is also my regret for your hard work in cultivating me for so many years." After a long time, the agent replied to me, and he was still crazy about me. "Zhang Feng, you are lucky, you know. Look at the Weibo of actress Bai Yan Ran. She just announced it officially and issued a marriage certificate." What? I hurriedly clicked on her homepage. 5 minutes ago, Bai Yan Ran released our wedding photos and wrote, "My husband loves me too much, so he said rude things on the public platform. Please forgive me, fans. Also, please respect yourself, Mr. Chen. I'm a married woman after all." The internet exploded instantly. No one could believe that Bai Yan Ran, the affectionate actress who once said in an interview on the show that she would never forget Chen Zhe, would marry a hookah and publicly cut off her relationship with Chen Zhe to protect me. In this case, Zhang Feng is not the third party who interferes with other people's feelings, but Chen Zhe is. Oh my God, after scolding for so long, it turns out that Chen Zhe is the most scheming person. So Zhang Feng posted a video to scold Chen Zhe just now, not because he is mentally ill, but because his original wife publicly expressed her position. Shocked, I looked at the commentary where the wind directions. There is no such plot in the book. I hurriedly called Bai Yan Ran. She hung up and then sent a message back saying that she was in a meeting. I didn't dare to delay for a moment and rushed to her office with my briefcase. She was working, upraised her eyebrows at me. Don't be too moved. This is my duty as a wife. I panted and glared at her, cursing in my heart. I'm not moved at all from you. A divorce from you. A divorce. Why didn't we ask for my opinion and made our relationship public without authorization? My slightly dissatisfied voice made by Yan Ran frown, but her voice was as gentle as ever. What's wrong, husband? Isn't this what you always want? I was choked by her speechless. It is true that I said this when I was her licking dog, but that was all deliberately acted out for the character setting. Bai Yan Ran put down the pen in her hand, stood up and walked in front of me, stretched out her fingers, and carefully wiped the sweat off the tip of my nose. She lowered her attitude and said to me coquettishly, "Since we got married, you have been giving to me unilaterally. For 3 years, even if I am a hard stone, I have been melted by you. I will keep a close eye on you, love you well, and not let any opposite sex take advantage of me, okay?" I smiled. Really, honey, I'm so happy. But I was thinking in my heart, I'm almost dying of happiness. What's going on with this broken plot? I'll just kill myself. At this moment, there was a commotion outside the door, and the office door was suddenly pushed open from outside. The first person to break in was Chen Zhe, who was full of anger and followed closely by two building security guards. "We can't stop this gentleman. He has to come up." Seeing by Yan Ran's cold eyes, Chen Zhe asked her unwillingly, "Yan Ran, why don't you want to see me?" Seeing this, I took the security guard away, very tactfully unclosed the door intimately to create a private space for the two of them. Because I was really worried about the follow-up, I quietly opened a crack in the door and eavesdropped on the conversation between the two. Bai Yan Ran's attitude was still indifferent. "Mr. Jiao, do you have something to talk to me about?" I couldn't help but click my tongue twice. It seemed that Bai Yan Ran's head was really hit and she didn't even take the official male lead seriously. Chen Zhe slammed his fist on the table, exuding boundless anger. "Yan Ran, why do you treat me like this? Do you know that because of your clarification, my career after returning to China has been ruined? The former Yan Ran would never do anything to hurt me." "Mr. Chen," Bai Yan Ran interrupted him coldly. "I have already taken into account the old relationship with Mr. Chen. Otherwise, just because you deliberately spent money to hire water troops to blacken my husband on the internet, I would never let you go easily. It's not me, Yan Ran. We have known each other for 8 years and have been together for 2 years. Don't you still believe in me? I know it must be Zhang Feng who wants to sow discord between us behind the scenes. Everyone knows that he has been targeting me, unjealous of me. Yan Ran, you must not be fooled by him." I hid outside the door, nervously pressing my fingers against the crack of the door. It stands to reason that the female bosses in the book will believe the male protagonist without any reason, but why is it different when it comes to Bai Yan Ran? I vaguely saw that the black card that was supposed to hit me in the face was thrown in front of Chen Zhe. He said, "The money in here is enough for you to spend the rest of your life abroad. From now on, never appear in my Zhang Feng's sight again." I was confused. Isn't this the line that Bai Yan Ran said when she divorced me? Why did she use it all on Chen Zhe? And the black card worth 1 billion should have been my due reward. Why did she give it to Chen Zhe? Yan Ran, don't say anything more. Leave the last kindness to each other. Then Chen Zhe was kicked out. I didn't escape in time and was caught by him. He stared at me with his angry red eyes, blaming me for stealing his woman. I was also staring at him desperately, blaming him for stealing my money. "Zhang Feng, you win." Chen Zhe broke the black card in half in front of me. At that moment, my heart was bleeding. Thinking back to the past 3 years of traveling through the book, every time I was about to give up, the 1 billion breakup fee was my motivation to keep going. But this money was actually given to Chen Zhe, and Chen Zhe did not cherish the fruits of other people's labor at all. With trembling hands, I carefully picked up the broken black card from the ground, wanting to cry, but without tears. Can this fucking still be used? Before I got over the grief of losing 1 billion, Chen Zhe's fist swung at my handsome face. This also aroused my anger, and so we fought from the company to the downstairs, punching each other to the flesh without mercy. It was not until my left arm was dislocated and he broke a rib that we were both sent to the hospital that we stopped. Looking at Bai Yan Ran, who cared about me, Chen Zhe was completely discouraged. When he fled from the hospital in disgrace, I stopped him and said to him with a serious face, "Wait, I think it's time for us to join forces." Chen Zhe stopped in his tracks, not knowing why. I sighed slowly, clenched the half of the black card tightly, and made up my mind. I have always believed that as long as I follow the plot carefully, I can survive until the end, but I didn't expect that the plot has gone so far. If there is no human intervention to pull the main line back, I'm afraid it will not work. Anyway, Chen Zai and I are teammates in the same trench. He wants people, and I want money. The goals are clear and unified. As long as the two of us join forces, I believe we can definitely move towards the finale smoothly. That night, Bai Yan Ran received the news that Chen Zai and I were kidnapped at the same time, and she was asked to bring 1 billion ransom to save us. Yes, this is the big drama that Chen Zai and I started together. I sat on the rocks by the sea, leisurely chewing an apple, glancing at the nervous Chen Zai next to me. How is it? Did Bai Yan Ran agree to redeem her? Yes, she has already rushed over to us with the ransom. Chen Zai still didn't trust me a little, staring at my face, cautiously undasking. Will this really work? It doesn't matter if it works. Do you have any other plans to win back Bai Yan Ran's heart? I made him speechless. I know Chen Zai may not believe me, but I also know that he can't do anything about Bai Yan Ran, so he can only obey my arrangements and treated Ed Horse as a living horse. I threw away the fruit core and patted his shoulder comfortingly. Don't worry, brother, as long as everything goes according to the plan, Bai Yan Ran will come back to you sooner or later. He said vigilantly, "Why are you helping me?" "I'm not helping you, I'm helping myself." Soon, Bai Yan Ran rushed over to the agreed location. Chen Zai and I were eyed up by the kidnappers, with cliffs and the sea at our feet. In the dark night, Bai Yan ran anxiously through the card to the kidnapper. "I brought the money. Can you let the person go?" I gave the kidnapper a look. He put away the card and skillfully recited the lines rehearsed in advance. "Miss Bai, the ransom can only save one person. Choose your first love, or choose this lick dog. Give you 2 minutes to think about it, otherwise I will push them both down." Are you kidding me? The kidnapper was frightened by Bai Yan Ran's cold aura, and it was only when I desperately reminded him that he came back to his senses. Doesn't Miss Bai often use this despicable method in business wars? I just put it into practice. Very good. Perfectly explain the identity and intentions of the kidnappers. Next is Chen Zai's performance. Yan Ran, just choose Zhang Feng. I know you don't have me in your heart anymore. In this case, it's better to let me die. I have to say that Chen Zai's acting skills are still very online, weak but stubborn, and stubborn with love. He confessed to Bai Yan Ren affectionately. "I just hope that you can remember me forever after I die." The kidnapper poked me secretly, indicating that it was my turn to say my last words. But I didn't prepare any lines at all. Seeing this, the kidnapper had no choice but to take over and continue. "So, Miss Bai, have you chosen who to die? I want both of them alive." Bai Yan Ran refused to give in, but her eyes were staring at me nervously. "If I hesitate for a while, she will choose Chen Zai to die." In order to prevent this from happening, I pretended to slip and fell straight off the cliff. And the whistling sea breeze, I vaguely heard Bai Yan Ran's heartbreaking cry, "Zhang Feng." The seawater poured into my nose and ears desperately, and my body was slowly sinking. Then I broke free from the rope, took advantage of the night to swim 5 kilometers, and returned to the shore. I sat slumped on the beach, looking up to the sky and shouting, "Wow, I finally finished filming and left. Yachts, luxury cars, beautiful women, and a chic retirement life. Here I come. Since I was dead and left, I have lived a single rich life that all men and..." Before I left, I immediately bought a yacht and decided to travel around the Pacific Ocean. I also gave my sister 100 million as agreed. My sister was the kidnapper who was temporarily pulled by me to be an extra that night. She handed the champagne to me and said worriedly, "Miss Bai won't come looking for us, right?" I took a sip of the champagne, squinted my eyes and pretended to sleep, and comforted her. "Don't worry, we have come to the Pacific Ocean. Even if Bai Yan Ran has great abilities, she can't find us." I just started to show off when there was a bang and I was shaken off the chair. I took off my sunglasses and looked around in panic. "What's going on? Is the yacht going to hit a reef and sink?" My sister reminded me carefully, "Miss Bai is chasing us." I looked in the direction she pointed, and Bai Yan Ran was standing on another yacht staring at me intently, which frightened me so much that I felt a chill on my back. Fuck. Bai Yan Ran really chased us? Is it fake? I'm obviously dead. Did Chenzhe expose my whereabouts? The yacht was forced to stop, and Bai Yan Ran grabbed my arm and took me back by force. She didn't say a word to me during the 2 days on the road. She was so angry that I shrank into a corner and didn't dare to talk to her, but I was desperately searching for ways to save myself. Otherwise, I would never admit that I was Zhang Feng, but a stranger with the same face as Zhang Feng. No matter what, I'll just pretend that I don't know her. I licked my dry lips and was about to speak when Bai Yan Ran spoke first. Are you going to never admit that you are Zhang Feng and pretend that you don't know me? Good God, how did she know? Bai Yan Ran stared at me and sneered. In fact, after the car accident half a year ago, I have been able to read your mind. And now stop cursing at me in your heart. I didn't believe it, and I was still testing in my heart. Bai Yan Ran is a big shoja. She slammed her palm on the table with a dark face and gritted her teeth and said, I said, don't curse me in your heart. I am gone. Who of my family can tell me why ordinary female overlord in the book unexpectedly awakened the ability to read minds in a car accident and also eavesdropped on my inner thoughts for half a year? Then she heard everything I cursed at her in my heart. No wonder the plot is getting more and more off track. It's really scary to think about it carefully. Bai Yan Ran stared at my eyes, and I was afraid that she would hear my voice again. So I hurriedly began to recite, Ode to the Goose, geese geese, geese singing with their necks curved to the sky. White feathers float on the green water, and reed feet stir the clear waves. After reciting it, I repeated it until the 39th time, and Bai Yan Ran couldn't stand it anymore. She walked up to me and pushed me against the white wall, asking angrily, Why did you lie to me? Do you want to leave me so much? Geese, 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 they sing with their necks bent to the sky. White here. Enough, Zhang Feng. I blinked my eyes, looking innocent, but according to the plot in the book, I should have been offline long ago. Besides, Chenzhe is your destined lover. How can I, a vicious supporting actor, really snatch a woman from the male lead? Bai Yan Ran bit her red lips in anger. I don't care if this is in a book or in the real world. The person I like is you, not Shen's A. But there's no buts. Even if the sky falls, there is still someone all to hold it up. What are you afraid of? But Shenzhe is here and he's standing behind you. It's not good to force your confession to me like this. Bai Yan Ran slowly let go of me and looked back. Shenzhe was standing at the door in a white suit. His face was pale. His first reaction after being exposed was to put the blame on me. Yan Ran listened to my explanation. I didn't plan the fake death. The mastermind behind it was actually, I know you're not the mastermind. She pulled the corners of her mouth hard, so you still blame me, right? I don't blame you. Bai Yan Ran drooped her eyelids, and her long eyelashes swept a shadow on her face. She continued helplessly, Chenzhe, why don't you understand that it's over between us? Ever since I had a car accident half a year ago, I have been able to read Zhang Feng's mind. It was also at that time that I knew that I was just a fictional character in a book. The only purpose of my creation is to know and love you, what to do and what to say. My life has been planned since I was born. I don't really care about these. What I care about is always you. Zhenzhe, I heard Zhang Feng say that the purpose of your study abroad was to free up your spare time to pursue other female partners. At first, I didn't believe it until I went abroad to find you in person. I saw you use the same way and the same means to pursue women like me one after another. You are so happy and so chic. Have you completely forgotten about me? Zhenzhe panicked. He hurriedly explained, Yan Ran, things are not what you think. I treat them differently from you. I really love you. Bai Yan Ran smiled and bit her red lips hard. I admit that I used to like you very much, but that was only in the past. Go away and never come back again. Yan Ran, taking advantage of the gap between the two people's entanglement, I was powerless and crazy in my heart. So that's it. It was me who indirectly caused the plot to deviate. The heroine broke up. The world in the book will not collapse, right? Will I be completely wiped out? I rubbed the goosebumps on my arms in fear. Seeing Chen's A throw a cold and heartless word, "I'm leaving," by Yan Ran, "don't regret it." Then he turned and left. I panicked and tried to slip away, but was caught by Yan Ran, who was quick-witted and quick-handed. I silently chanted goose, goose, goose in my heart reflexively. She gently held my cheek and warned me solemnly, "Husband, you will never escape from me in this life." Tanze really didn't show up. I have been worried that I would fail in my mission as a vicious male supporting actor and be wiped out by this world. But I waited and waited until the child was born, went to kindergarten, elementary school, and middle school, and nothing happened. Yan Ran quit the entertainment industry and took me to realize my dream of traveling around the Pacific. I sat on the bow of the boat, feeling in my heart the plot has completely deviated. What if the child and I are suddenly separated from the book in the future, and Yan Ran is here alone? What should I do? Suddenly a warm embrace came from behind, and Yan Ran hugged me and whispered, "Don't worry, husband, if the world restarts again, I will still find ways to find you." What if it's not me next time? Then I will keep waiting and keep waiting until it's you.